So today we're talking about why Black women's peace in the United States and elsewhere, but mainly in the West, why our peace of mind is targeted. So the first of all, I wanted to make this video because I feel like it's clear that there's domineering personalities in the United States, and there's a lot of people that bully and target people in this country, and it goes unnoticed or brushed under the rug or just seen as, well, that's just how people are and you got to be tough. Like, who the fuck, like, we don't I don't know. It's that's the culture. That's a lot of people's attitudes. It's very narcissistic. But the reason I react that way is because it's illogical to be apathetic to targeting and bullying, and to continuously support systems that scapegoat people rather than speaking out on the true atrocities that happen to unprotected groups of people. And it's not just Black women. I mean, there's other unprotected groups here, people that are targeted and not valued. But I have to speak about my experiences and how I've managed to have peace even though I've had a lot of chaotic things happen. So, I've had to get comfortable with being the Black mother gothel. Not literally, okay, but symbolically, I guess, because so many people are comfortable with me and individuals that look like me that fall into the categories that I fall into as the villain. So I've gotten kind of comfortable with the reality that there are people that see me as a villain because it's exhausting trying to prove that I'm not. And, you know, I just don't care anymore. Like I don't care that much anymore if I am a little bit scary to some people who don't know me, who are total strangers. But I do care about the people obviously that are close to me and how they see me. And most of those people see me for who I am, if not all of them. They see me for, they put on a good show, like but honestly, everyone that I'm close to, as far as I'm concerned, they see me for who I am. They know that I'm a bubbly, happy person. I'm simple, I'm not super complex. I like to eat and I like to chill. I'm not eating like 1,000 fucking donuts a day. I have issues with my weight, but a lot of that has to do with the birth control that I've taken in the past. That's just no good. Okay. And that's a whole nother topic. We're talking about harmful drugs and chemicals in the food and how it's affected my life and my health and certain claims that I have. And, that'll be another video. But today, I just want to talk about targeting. People are truly after Black women's peace of mind. And it's not, when I say Black woman, I'm not talking about white passing or ambiguous Black woman. I'm talking about women who are more unambiguous Black women, or women who are notably Black. There's a difference. There are women like myself who are obviously notably Black, but also notably mixed. Okay, the two sometimes can coincide. Not that it matters all that much, but it's important to understand if you want to talk about, or if you like, it's important to understand because my experiences of people like myself have these experiences where our beauty is attributed to what makes us look mixed. Okay, so like the things that people point out about my South Asian or Middle Eastern heritage, or the things that people see that make me look Dominican or whatever, whether even if I change my hair or my makeup, like the questions that I get about my ethnicity. So, like, you guys are aware I have Middle Eastern heritage. When people ask me if I'm Indian, typically it's just because they notice that, I have some features that look like those people from over in the east, near east, whatever. Um, and some people, because I have darker skin, they just attribute that to being South Asian. I have a very small amount of South Asian ancestry, not that much, okay? I have more Middle Eastern ancestry, but if you take a person from Yemen, I guess, and you take a person from Nigeria and you mix the two, you make it someone that looks a bit Indian. Okay, that's just my like I'm just guessing at this point because I don't know that many people with my background. But regardless, when that's pointed out and you know, I clarify, yeah, like I'm black, but I have certain mixed ancestry. My beauty and why I am appealing or attractive is attributed to the aspects of me that's not black. And I'm just made to, be okay with it. It's just like I'm not necessarily made to be okay with it, but the consensus is that I should be grateful. And like this is something that a lot of people experience, but it's very unique when all like you're more, obviously more African descending than not, and you look like that. Like all I see is a black woman. Like I don't really see a Yemeni person. I don't see a South Indian person that much. When I look in the mirror, I see more of a black person. So the fact that like the things that make me beautiful is only being attributed to the 25% of the different things that I have that's not African is disturbing to my peace. Okay, so that's why I have to bring it up. But this isn't something that people that are not black just do. This is something that black men have done all my life, you know, all my life. Anything that is not, that is less African or whatever is attributed to the ancestors that I have that are not African. And that's where I get my beauty from. And that's been my experience. And that's disturbing because there's a large majority of me, like 70%, that's West African. So you mean to tell me that I'm like the rest of me isn't, attractive? That my ancestors, that my mother and my grandmother and all these other people in my life that I've looked up to aren't attractive? They aren't beautiful, So like these are it's disturbing. And it's yeah, like there are people that have a lot of layers of self-hate and they need therapy, but I guess what it wouldn't disturb me so much if that was something that someone revealed to me or said to me on a personal level, like, hey, Rodia, I've known you for years and you're really beautiful. And I think it's because you have Middle Eastern ancestry. But like the fact that people casually just approach me that are strangers and they're like, "Are you mixed?" Oh, that's why you're so pretty because you have something that is not African attached to you. Like that's fucking disturbing and weird that people are so casual about it. All looks aside, okay, let's talk about attitude. Like there's tons of videos on this platform where people are just like, why can't black women be weird? Why can't black women be eccentric? And I wonder, well, who's saying that we can't? Like when I see these videos, the first thing I think of is, well, like we are, so that's number one. So why are you asking why we can't be that way? And when I watch the videos, it's often just that their back their back is pinned up against the wall, like they're being themselves, and people will dismiss them or degrade them or devalue them to their faces for being themselves because it doesn't fit what they believe, they should be like. And then another person that's not a part of their group will do the same thing. And they'll be praised for it because it's acceptable for that group. It's like when I was like a bit more alternative in high school, I used to listen to like rock music and um I used to listen to metal, some metal music and techno and shit. And like I used to dress more alternative. People were very apathetic and dismissive and off putting um, towards me because that's just not what black people do. Like that was their attitude. That those were the things some people said that to me precisely. So, you know, just having interests that don't fit the stereotype will make you a target. But it goes even deeper. Okay? Like let's just say that because today I'm more natural in my appearance, I'm more natural and I dress more comfortably. I obviously I'm much more of a hippie now, but that's always how I've been. I just kind of went through a phase when I was in adolescence, but I've always been more of a just like a spiritual, earthy type person, just like more laid back person. I'm not really high maintenance, okay? So, anyway, um I am happy and I'm much more natural and authentic and I'm very chill. And that is disturbing to people, which is obviously it causes for me to sometimes find myself in these strange uh I find myself in these spaces where I'm being watched and stared down for just being fucking happy. Like I wish that I could say something else because it's perplexing. Like I smile a lot and it's not nobody's tickling my feet down here, like I'm just sitting in my chair just being myself. And I mean my house is a mess right now. I got two kids, I have definitely have stressors. I gotta do laundry and clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom. I work 9 to 5. I don't make that much money. There are a lot of reasons. People are racist, there's a lot of reasons for me to not be happy. But genuinely, like naturally, I'm just a happy person. I like to laugh. I like to like joke around and shit. And I just am genuinely, that's just who I am. And so, but that bothers people. I get death stares just for being happy, and I get questioned, why are you so happy? Why are you so happy? And I didn't want it, like I just really didn't want it to be because of me being a black woman. But I had to address it because there's so many people on this platform that talk about how they specifically are targeted for just being happy and peaceful. That is problematic for people, especially non black people. Like, what the fuck are you guys consuming where you think that we're just gonna be angry all the time? Like, come on, like, that takes a lot of energy. Like, who is doing that on top of all the things that we already have to do? Now we're gonna be angry too on top of that. Like, no. And so with that, you have these fucking weirdos that are outside of our community, obviously, but also in our community. And they're true weirdos. They're not the kind of weirdos that, it's a little bit cool, but they're the true weirdos that like stalk a person and chase them down and do something offensive to get a reaction out of them because it bothers them that this particular person from this particular group is at peace. I mean, it's weird. But it happens. And women in the comment sections on YouTube talk about it. And there's this particular group of people that I have to mention. And they're all men. So you have a particular group of men that are black men. Not all, because like my husband is black. Okay, he's an Ethiopian prince, but he's black and he's not in this group. But there are some Ethiopian men who may fall in this category, but he's just certainly not one of them. And so, okay, my husband, whether he believes me or not, I believe he's Ethiopian prince. So that's why I refer to him as Ethiopian prince because there long, long ago, um, there were people from Ethiopia that came to DC and other parts of the United States to seek refuge, that were part of their nobility or whatever. And I believe that he's one of the descendants of those people. So that's a whole other thing. But anyway, the point is he's a black man and he's not like this weird distinctive group of people that pair with women that are either white passing or white. Mainly these men, not all men who are in interracial relationships, but these ones here, like these particular guys, well, they seem to be preoccupied with spreading hate towards black women. Like they're all they do online and in their own life is talk badly about the women that they descend from that they're not attached to anymore. Like if you have grievances with a particular group and you choose to be with another group, then why not just talk about the other group? Like you can mention what happened to you, but it's what happened, past tense. What happened to you. It's one thing or two things or some things that's happened to you at a particular time that you survived, moved past allegedly, and now you're with someone who's not black. So why not just talk about how great your fucking life is now that you've moved past this tragic experience and you're with someone that's not black and how your relationship that's interracial is great. Why not just talk about that? But that's not what I see. That's not what a lot of other women in our community are experiencing. We're minding our fucking business with our husbands or not, and we have the whole man get yourself a white girl or to our partners to our face. Some of us are just minding our business and it's like we're being stared down, angry stare down by someone who's coupled. Like you have a girlfriend. Why are you staring me down? And it's an angry stare down. And it's just like, it puts me in an uncomfortable space, but I can only imagine how uncomfortable his wife or girlfriend is. And it happens. It's being reported. Okay. It's not like we all collectively get together on YouTube and we say, oh, we're just gonna make stories up about, black men. No, there's a particular group of black people who black men who harass black women that and hate black women and they choose to pair with white women, but they won't leave black women alone. And it's all because our peace is disturbing to them. I feel that there are people in our community that have caused a great deal of disruption. Some women, some men. And for those men who have had terrible relationships with their own mother, that's just their thing. They've been traumatized, and rather than getting therapy, they do this. And it would stop if we didn't have a culture and a whole fucking economy profiting off of devaluing and degrading us. But they don't stop because they're actually making money and they're getting uplifted in society by being fucking hateful to the people that they descend from. So they can't really get the help, or it's harder for them to get the help that they need. And when they do, you know, they I guess they may lose all those connects. But is it really, worth your sanity and your soul? Like spreading hate, devaluing a particular group of people because you've had some terrible experiences and refusing to get the help that you need is by far like the worst thing you could possibly do for yourself and your kids, especially because your kids are going to be black. So like I know I have a lot to say about that particular group, but I said a lot about why people are after our peace. There's an entire system in place in an economy that profits off of skin lightening and negative archetypes, negative stereotypes, in the entertainment. Uh, it's had a damning effect, and we have to protect our peace at all costs. And sometimes it causes for us to be highly exclusive, and it causes for us to be a bit standoffish. And it's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to do. People around me who love me are very protective of me because I'm not like a standoffish person. I'm more of a welcoming person, and there are some really cruel people I've had experiences where I people have been really rude to me, and I didn't get it. I didn't realize it was, that I was being disrespected like that. And because I guess, I don't know why, maybe I'm on a spectrum or something, but I didn't fucking grasp it until after a while. And then I was so shocked that I was just like, I don't know how to respond. Maybe part of that is because I was sheltered when I was young, but nevertheless, something has that this has to stop. And so the first thing is, let's talk about our experiences. Let's call it what it is. People are after our peace because they're profiting off of our pain and suffering, and it needs to stop. All right, comment below